There's LeBron James. He's wealthy, he's handsome, he's talented, he's successful, he's competitive, he's well-dressed. Sounds like someone you know, Jalen.
I agree. He reminds me of the Hall of Fame mogul, Irvin Magic Johnson.
That's not the name I was thinking.
After a dominating performance, LeBron James looks to make a statement under the shadow of his airness.
You're going to see an unbelievable level of intensity from both clubs.
The 2013 NBA playoffs resumes tonight in Chicago, Illinois. It's Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinal between the Chicago Bulls and the Miami Heat before a sold-out United Center. And you look at the Eastern Conference brackets, both series tied at 1 apiece. The Knicks and the Pacers will resume tomorrow night in Indiana, and we're set to resume Game 3 of this series tonight here in Chicago.
First thing, most important, is we must make them feel us.
Gets past James, blocked by Anderson, but a foul, as we're going to have some, after the whistle, pushing and shoving, much like in Game 2.
We must get into them, make them feel us.
Make them feel you. Get up into it.
Muhammad fouls LeBron James, and then a technical foul on James, and Muhammad, for some reason, shoves James. And we're having it again. Players losing their cool.
It's the playoffs. We have a goal. You know, it doesn't matter who we're playing. They're in our way, and we're trying to accomplish our goal.
James pulls up for 3. That's good. Cole lines up a 3. Knocks it down. Norris Cole.
Last time the Heat and Bulls played in Chicago, Miami had its 27-game win streak bowled over. The last time they played a game, it was Game 2 in Miami. It was ugly. 9 techs, 1 flagrant, 2 ejections, and Jeff Van Gundy early saw signs of men behaving badly.
I have never seen an NBA game where guys don't shake hands before the game. This is very rare, and I think it goes to the deep-seatedness of their discontent with each other.
Yeah, that discontent would be on display. Some of this is not Naismith worthy. Nate Robinson drives. Chris Anderson blocks, falls on him, and then Joakim Noah gets a little aggro. Anderson
didn't look like he was doing anything.
No, exactly. And then he gave a little kick right there as Noah. Listen, hey, man, Noah's coming over to protect his guy. He doesn't know what's going on in Anderson's mind. Noah would get.
Does anyone?
Yeah, Noah would get a technical. Good point. Tied at 25 after 1. Second quarter. LeBron James, a foul by Nazi Muhammad. James gets the tech. Oh, no. There's a man down. So James is going to get the technical, and then Muhammad is going to get ejected because he just got silly. And they would look on the television and go, yeah, the technical and then the ejection, and then they give him a standing O, which is interesting. James at halftime.
I don't know. I know we're here to play a basketball game, to try to win a basketball game, and all the extra curriculum is not even really needed. But if it's here, you know, we accept the challenge.
Heat were up 2 at the half. James just 8 points in the first half. Let's go third quarter. Udonis Haslem to James.
Stop looking at my lemonade.
Heat by 4. Now we've had the Bulls and the Heat arguing with each other. Now we have the Heat arguing with just each other. Mario Chalmers and Chris Bosh. But Chris Bosh is not having. Chris Bosh is saying, "I'm having a monster game. Get me the basketball." And then Noah goes, "Hey, how y'all doing? I love it." How about this for a screen? Here's to you, Mr. Robinson, blocking James, ESPN Radio.
James drives past Bellinelli, blocked from behind by Robinson.
5'9" Robinson came soaring out of the rafters, came out of nowhere to block the shot from LeBron James, and the crowd is going nuts.
Yeah, Mike Breen on the call first, Kevin Calabro second, and Robinson, you heard Kevin say 5'9". James is 6'8". Now, granted, he was coming down, but still, that was something else. Hey, this game was something else. It was tied at 70 after 3. James, Dwayne Wade. Wade just 7 shots, 10 points, Heat up 5. Carlos Boozer had his best game of the series, 10 of 16, 21 points. The rainbow there to keep Chicago in it. All right, 2.5 minutes to play. Heat up 4, and this is a dagger. I think this is where Stan said ball game. It was James' first bucket of the fourth quarter, and then the next time Miami had the ball, Norris Cole Cold world. Real cold world. Oh, he had 18 in the Heat, up 8, and then James with a little salt in your wound. By Jimmy Butler to the hole with Soul. Fouled, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Heat win 104-94. Derrick Rose still not playing. 2-1 series lead for Miami. Mention James' numbers. Mention Wade numbers. Mention Cole's number. How about Chris Bosh's numbers? 8 of 16, 20 points, 19 rebounds, 4 assists, and a couple blocks. Afterwards, though, as for that Muhammad push, James, did you think about retaliating?
Nope. I said right there, let my teammates help me up. I mean too much, way too much to my teammates to try to retaliate. Don't make no sense. I'm here to play basketball. I ain't here to do nothing else.
You can't win a championship being pretty and shiny. You know, you're going to have to get dirty. You're going to have to play physical. You're going to have to dive on the floor. You're going to have to, you know, do things that are extremely tough.
We have to play our best game on Monday. You know, and when you play this team, you have to have a lot of mental, physical, and emotional toughness. And, you know, things aren't going to go your way. You know, that's the way it is. We're not going to get calls. That's reality.
The Heat outscored the Bulls by 10 in the fourth and won by 10. James, 12 of his 25 came in the fourth, including 7 free throws on 7 attempts. James' 12 fourth-quarter points are his second most in that quarter this postseason. Our NBA Countdown crew is Magic.
Guys, the road teams reigned on Friday night. Miami and Chicago, and then San Antonio and Oakland. That Miami game, it looked like Chicago was in it, and then all of a sudden, what happened, Magic?
Well, when you think about the Bulls, you know who they are. They're going to come out and play physical. They're going to play hard. But the question for me has always been with the Bulls, what's going to happen 3 minutes to go? Can they win the game?
Without Derrick Rose.
Exactly. And LeBron James, too much talent on the Heat. They just took over.
Controlled emotion and aggression.
Here.
And Michael Wilbon was screaming to the top of his lungs when Joakim Noah pushes Birdman on the floor, when Nazr Muhammad tackles LeBron James. These are physical plays, but these are plays that get you flagrant fouls, technical fouls, put the Miami Heat on the line, make the officials call the game closer, which is going to benefit the superstars on the other team. Plus, you're already shorthanded. You must find a way to control your aggression.
That was the whole game to me, Jalen, was if things are fairly even, okay, and it's going to be tough to make them even anyway because they got LeBron James. But you cannot, with a short bench to no bench, because the Bulls are playing 6 people. Taj Gibson's the only real reserve involved for the Bulls with all their injuries and illnesses. You can't put it so your coach has nobody to bring off the bench. So your starters are all playing in excess of 42, 43 minutes. You know, Jimmy Butler with his customary 48. That's not going to beat the Miami Heat in the playoff game. Bulls did not play smart.
I went into halftime of that game thinking, wow, we could have a 7-game series here. It feels like it's going 7. Then you watch more of it and you go, oh, yeah, that's why Miami's 43-3 in their last 46 games. A really good team.
An emotional series between the Bulls and the Heat reached its boiling point early in the second quarter of Game 3 when contact between LeBron James and Nazr Muhammad resulted in a personal foul, a technical foul, and the ejection of Muhammad, an important bench player for the Bulls on an already shorthanded team. Both sides saw the exchange differently.
From my angle, I just saw a guy basically flop. You know, and I'm going to leave it at that.
My mind is in another place right now to get involved in. Listen, if I get kicked out and Nazr Muhammad get kicked out at the same time, they win. It's that simple. So I'm not even going there.
The way I saw it, Nazr's play, I thought Nazr went to go foul Bron. I thought Bron pushed him down. Nazr got up just to defend himself. I mean, you give Bron a tech, and give Nazr a tech, call it a day. I don't know if the ejection was worthy.
He responded well. You know, we're playing for something big.
And you gotta keep your composure no matter what's going on. And he takes a lot of hits, he takes a lot of different things, but he understands that we cannot lose him.
I'm joined now by Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen, you had an opportunity to speak to Nazr Mohammed after the game. What was his reaction to his ejection? And on the flip side, how important has it been that the Heat have been able to maintain their composure?
Well, first of all, Nazr Mohammed was incredibly contrite and apologetic, obviously. He was not proud of his actions. He knew by retaliating he got himself ejected. Even though he believes it didn't warrant an ejection, nevertheless, he recognizes he put himself in that position. It hurt his team. They needed him desperately because they got outscored 36-8 on the bench, and a big body like that is an additional 6 fouls that the Chicago Bulls could have used. There is no question about that. Miami was going to be challenged to maintain their composure. They knew that coming into this game, which is why LeBron James was smart enough not to react to Nazr Mohammed coming after him and putting him on the ground the way that he did, because he knew that Nazr Mohammed getting ejected from a game is entirely different than LeBron getting ejected from the game.
Well, we'll definitely see how things unfold in Game 4. For Stephen A. Smith, I'm Josina Anderson for ESPN.
Samsung next level to see what happens when Chris Bosh gets touches. More involved in the Heat offense Friday. 45 touches, 2 fewer than his total in the first 2 games combined. He made as many field goals Friday as he totaled in the Heat's first 2 games, and he also added 19 rebounds.
And the final score here in Game 3, the Heat 104 and the Bulls 94. San Antonio and Golden State coming up next. With Jeff Van Gundy, Doris Burke, producer Tim Corrigan, director Jimmy Moore, and our terrific crew. Mike Breen saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to go to Oakland. Join Mike Tirico and Hubie Round for Game 3